Here's a good cartoon tip. How to make things look old, tired and worn out. OK, here's 2 cardboard boxes. This one's new, and with a few little tricks, I'm going to make this one look very old and very worn out. Watch this. Now, the first thing we have to do is break up these boring straight lines. So let's just make some of these lines a bit more squiggly, just to break up the shape of the cardboard box. And it doesn't matter that the straight lines are still there underneath. You can still see them. It all adds to the worn-out effect. And then we could put some tears in the box. Just put little gashes in. One there, maybe one there, and one up in the corner there. And how's about some cracks? Just a spindly line with another spindly line coming off it. Because old things always have cracks in them, don't they? Put one in there, and I think one on this side. Just there like that. And then how about some scuff marks? OK, scuff mark in there. It's just like little bruises in the cardboard, scuff mark over there. What about some other knocks and bumps? Here's a good way of doing knocks and bumps. 2 lines that way and 2 lines that way. 2 lines that way. It's a bit like noughts and crosses squares, isn't it? There, like that. And on old things, you always get patches, so OK. Let's turn those into patches. 1 patch that way and maybe one more. Let's put one on there. We haven't done anything there yet. A patch up there. Yeah. Have you ever noticed the way old things become really smelly? Well, a couple of squiggly lines, and there it is, a smelly cardboard box. And where there are smelly things, of course, you get flies. A couple of dots, little wings on them, and do them buzzing round in little circles there, just lightly drawn like that. And here's another good cartoon tip. They always do this in animation, don't they? If you want to make things look really smelly and really old, just put an old fishbone in it, and it makes it look as if it's really ponging. And there it is, one old, tired, worn-out cardboard box. And it works with people as well. Watch this. There he is, a nice, bright, shining smile on his face, and we'll soon get rid of that. Right. The first thing to do is to break up the smooth lines, just to put his face a little bit out of shape. There, like that. Maybe these eyebrows, make them a bit more wiggly. Wiggly lines always work for old and tired things. Give them cauliflower nose, break that up a bit. And let's get rid of this smile now. Let's make his lips look a bit puffed up and all out of shape. Now, what about your eyes? Have you ever noticed when you're really tired, your eyelids become really heavy and they come down over your eyes? So, OK, let's bring those eyelids down there, like that. And then some bags under his eyes, and maybe even some bruising, black eye. And you don't really get cracks on your face, but you do get these little veins or bloodshot marks in the eyes. He's beginning to look a right mess, isn't he? Let's give him a few bruises here. Maybe a couple of knocks, the old noughts and crosses knocks. And let's put a plaster on. God, it really does look a mess, this one. There, like that. Oh, and here's a good one. You ever notice sometime in cartoons, your gangsters or your baddies, they've always got real unshaven look to them. What about his hair? Let's mess that up a bit. And let's make him slightly smelly. A couple of lines going up there. And if you do the wiggly lines coming diagonally from his head, he looks really dazed. Let's make him sweaty as well, really smell. There. And finally, just knock a couple of his teeth out to make him look really messy. And there it is. And you can try all of these tricks together, or just a couple of them, to make your cartoons look old, tired and worn out. And I know how they feel.
Oh, now that's what I call a top tip. Just add things like cracks, smells, beads of sweat, sticking up hair, stubble and plasters. In fact, anything that'll make something look really worn out. That's going to be me in a few 100 years. Hey!